Welcome to Talk Too Late. Mick, Prosil, my two guests. I have a question for you. It's very simple. By the end of this next upcoming console generation, so by the time PlayStation 6 comes out, will physical releases still be an option for most games? Or do you think that during this generation, developers will just say, no, this is digital only, and physical releases will start to drop out? What do you guys think? What's gonna happen by the end of this gen? Being concise.
I think that by the end of this gen, we'll start to see some kind of a shift, but no, it's not going to be an overall change. And maybe by the beginning or mid next generation, there's going to be actually some specific games that don't release, some AAA games that don't release physical. Like many indie games don't have a physical release at this point.
My question, of course, indies already like that, but I'm thinking whether about big titles as well are going to go that route. Prosil.
Yeah. I think, like Mick said, is correct. I think we will see less and less people getting detached. I think the objective of the console is making sure that digital is there, is available, not cut out the physical format in total. But yeah, I think we will see a decrease, and what I think the physical version will start to cost more. It's not that the digital will cost less, but the physical will cost more. And we will see maybe more premium products like manuals, better cases, and things like that, like it was to be.
Ooh, and
although I think that back $80, it's already a good price to give me a booklet, but yeah, that's another story.
Very good point. Let's conclude this segment very quickly with just a bit of a personal note. So my predictions, and your predictions. How many platinums do you think our guest Prosil is going to obtain by the end of the PlayStation 5 generation? Because Prosil here is a professional hardcore gamer. He has 100 platinum and he has a whole new generation of gaming ahead of him. So I want a straight prediction from Mick and Prosil himself, whether he wants to take it in a challenge or not, and myself, on how many platinums he's going to have by the end of the next generation.
I counting that you guys are in complete lockdown and will probably be so until January at this point. I'm gonna say 2 to 5 platinum. I believe in you, man.
No. By the end of the generation.
Oh, by the end, which is like March, right?
No. By the end of the next console generation, which is like 6 years.
It's gonna be a lot then.
Yeah.
It's gonna be probably another 300.
No.
Yeah, because
I don't know,
get a
man.
point.
Getting platinum is
when
not,
you get
not
to
a
300,
joke.
is going to be an addiction
Getting
for you.
to 100 is already biblical, many years of work. But maybe.
Yeah, but 200 is as an addiction.
Yeah, it's a problem if it gets to 200. Prosil, how many platinum trophies do you think you're gonna get, or how many platinum trophies do you want to get by the time PlayStation 6 comes out?
Reasonably, if you take platinums that are not a joke, you can do 5 a year. If you take a good platinums, like solid ones, 5 a year. I would say maybe in this generation, 6 years. The Astrobot is pretty easy, so that one is gonna be.
He's already planning. He's already planning.
He's an addiction at this point. We can't stop him.
I already eyeballed Astrobot.
Let's assume that this generation and this year, I'll definitely close with 102 platinums. This year, we're gonna close with 2 more platinums because it's locked down. But then, the year to come and PS5, I think by the end of PS4, at least I have 100, 113, 110, at least 120, no more than 120. But when the PS5 will be finished, I'll be 46, and maybe I'll have 160, 150 platinums, more, no more than that. But it's a lot of work.
My prediction is that in the next few years, on the day that PlayStation 6 comes out, you will have 166 platinums.
Why 66?
Because PlayStation 6
specific.
and 66, and you will just stop there at some point, and or around that mark. I think 166 is just my random ballpark figure that I threw out there because it makes sense to me now. I have another personal question about Mick. Will I ever manage to get Mick in the next few years to play either Suikoden or Valkyria Chronicles, or not Yakuza 0? I don't want to, but yeah. What do you guys think? Will I manage to convince him to play Suikoden?
I would like to give you an opinion, but the fact is that I'm getting sent while this.
Yeah, I thought that would happen. Prosil, what should I do to get Mick to play my games?
Nah, you should stop chasing it. Like, let's say like Yakuza. At one point it will happen that...
Like women.
Okay, I'll tell you. Mick, why you haven't played Suikoden so far?
Because it's a JRPG.
And have you ever played a JRPG in your life? And?
I liked like very few.
Yes, okay. So Suikoden, it's worth the one of the few. Like if you liked games like Final Fantasy, the first Suikoden, Final Fantasy VII, that era, if you liked, that kind of games, I would say Suikoden is a game to play. It's a game to be played, and it's worth spending time on it.
I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, and my go-to JRPG would be Pokemon, so I think I'm not gonna like it.
Well, in that case, you shouldn't waste your time. Have you played Alundra?
No.
It's a Zelda-style game. Play Alundra, and then if you play Alundra, you like Alundra, which is very different from
Alundra
Suikoden.
seems nice.
Probably you should play Alundra rather than Suikoden, which is the same era. And now I'm thinking like about... Have you played, guys, JRPG but strategy games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Phantom?
Yeah, so Prosil, you see, it's really hard to get through Mick, and luckily the both of us can try and do that for the next years until he finally gives in. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and you guys can follow that if you follow the channel. And we're gonna be right back to talk about really interesting topic: Amazon Luna, Google Stadia, the future of streaming in games, what's gonna happen in the next few years until PS6 comes out. We'll be right back.
Ooh.